All right, everyone, are we ready? Are we ready? God, I love how precise on starting on time I am on Wednesdays. It just feels right when I start right at 6:30. It's yes, the timing is perfect. Guys, welcome to the Razor Gresher stream. Family fun day on Wednesday. Now, I put out the poll on, I think it was Sunday or Monday. We got the results back. We have 9 votes for Chimchu, so guess what? We're gonna do Chimchu today, and I'm super excited for this. The fun feather brains, the whole Tantos community. I believe they're mostly in Astral. I did look, so it's primarily, I think, an Astral family. So pretty much we're just playing Astral today, which I am a fan of Astral, so I'm completely fine with this. Now, that being said, let's just jump right into this, shall we? I mean, let's start building this fun family deck. Now, this is one of those where, yes, there is. Look, it says deal 1 damage to your target every time one of your Chimchu buffs expires. Now, this is like one of the only heroes in Astral, I think, that specifically deals with Chimchu. So, like, I want to use him, and I'm going to try and use him. But I think right now what I'm going to do with the families like I've done in the past is just build the deck and then try and put the combos and the heroes into it after I figure out what all I have to do. So that's what we're going to do. I hope that's okay. I hope it's fine with everyone, because that's just the process that I go for while making these, is figuring out what masteries I need for each hero. Yeah, so let's just have some fun here. So Arcane, so let's start with the Chimchu cards. Arcane Investigator. It's an okay one. Gain 1 additional action when the center's play. Defend ability, look at the top card of your deck. You may move it to the bottom, gain 1 additional action. So, I mean, it's a free card. You get to start manipulating the top of your deck. So if we are going to go this route, it means we're going to be a very deck, like, foreseeing, organized person. So I don't know. We'll come back to it. It just doesn't scream anything fun. Now, Chimchu Commander. This is one. First of all, XX3, damage to your target. Gain 1 additional action when you play a Chimchu card. This guy just, it for some reason feels like you should always have like 3 of these in here. But as we saw last week with robots, we didn't want any of the really good robot cards in here. So we'll just kind of see how it works. This makes it seem like you want consistent additional actions, kind of how the Robot Factory did, but we didn't play that. So we'll see. This one feels like it's supposed to be in there, so we'll try it out. What do you guys say? Chimchu Farseer, cancel the next defend. I feel like throwing 2 of these in here. It's a Chimchu card, A. It stops our opponents from maybe like healing or trying to do something defensive when we really get them down with Astral. I feel like that's just, you know, a good card in here. We have all of our Chimchu Militant. I don't see why not to just add 3 of those. It's just a basic attack card. It's awesome. It's really good. Chimchu Lookout. Card draw. Yeah. I mean, who doesn't like card draw? Now, Chimchu Infiltrator. 3 damage if your last discarded card is Lunar. Move 1 discarded card back to your hand. This card is, like, just really good on its own. I want to add 2. I don't want to just go pile high on all the Chimchu cards right now, so I just want to go 2. I do want to do 2. Just try and look at all the Chimchu cards right now before we dig into anything else. I know there's a lot of stuff. Pathfinder, I mean, we're adding 3 Pathfinders in here because it's buff removal. Buff removal is really good, as we found out several times. Okay, what else do we have for Chimchu cards? Telestia Protector. Reduce damage received by 4, corner 2 healing. I mean, I don't see why not. It looks like a really good defensive Chimchu card. Perfectly fine. Telestian Priest. 2 healing, 1 damage, draw a card. This just, I mean, it does everything really well. We'll add just like 2 in here for right now. I think Telestian Protector we'll just add in 2. Vortex Slayer. Remove 1 elemental buff from the recipient. If your last discarded card is Gravity, draw 2 cards. This is just card draw. This could be really good. We'll put in 2 for right now. We'll kind of see if we come back to it. Alright, now all the Chimchu supporting cards. Just kind of looking at those of what deals with the Chimchu cards. So, I want to... Is Arcane Investigator going to be good? It literally does nothing, but you can look at the top card of your deck, and if you don't want it, you can move it to the bottom. So, like, I feel like this has its own niche in a deck that's like Gravity Snail or Lunar Shrieker or anything like that wants to draw a card and reveal it. I just don't think that's what this deck is all about. This deck is going to draw you cards regardless. what other stuff do we have in here? I mean, that's just kind of looking for basic Chimchu. Now, Guard Howler. 2 healing. Draw a card face up. If it's a Chimchu, gain 1 additional action. I mean, it's healing and you get a card draw, and if it's Chimchu, it adds it to your hand. Why not, right? I think 2 is fine. I don't think we need, to go full out on 3. Now, 3 damage if your last discard is Chimchu. You may return 1 of your buffs to your hand. Now, this is very interesting. How many buffs do we have in here right now as it is? We have Celestian Protector, Chimchu Commander, and Chimchu Farseer. So we don't really have a whole lot of buffs. So, like... Oh, no, it's a buff in play. Sorry, it doesn't return it from the discard pile. It returns it from play. But, like, I mean... I can see this being good if, like... you really rake it out with a Chimchu Commander. Where you just do a whole bunch of stuff, and then at the end of it, you lay a Loyal Furhorn and bring it back to your hand so that you can lay it again. And get more stuff off of it. But I think with just having 3 in this deck, it's asking for too much value. You're trying to get too much out of a card that is completely fine just being one of and done. I know we did a lot of that recursion in the Robot family, but with this, I don't feel like it's going to be that useful right now. I mean, we may use a lot of other buffs that could just be really good, but right now it doesn't feel good to me, at least. What else do we have? Suntop Gallery. Consistent buff, always love those. Increased damage, healing, and draw effects from Chimchu cards by 1 if your last discarded card is Lunar. Now this one, I feel is kind of like the graveyard for Dread, and especially in this Chimchu deck, it's gonna empower everything. Like Celestian Priest is gonna get major benefits from it. Vortex Slayer is gonna get major benefits from it. Obviously, actually it won't, because this has to be Lunar. Which means Vortex Slayer has to be Gravity, so it's like there's no way, unless it's a combo, that's going to do anything. Sorry. So, I mean, really, we want to start looking at the Lunar cards. Because it looks like Lunar is going to be the big benefit here. Now, Treetop Trading Post. When you play a Chimchu card, store that discarded card, action card under this card, defend ability, move those start cards to your hand. I just think this is going to be an amazing card. I hope it's going to be an amazing card. It stores all my Chimchu cards under there. Sorry, I don't know why I'm yawning. I had plenty of sleep. Maybe I overslept. Maybe that's what it was. But yeah, it feels like it could be a good card. Now, mind you, with the Treetop Trading Post and Suntop Gallery, as long as we have Lunar, we can just start laying our Chimchu cards, and the Lunar will never go away. It's kind of like a 3-card setup properly. And since these two, this one is doesn't rotate until we use it. This one is consistent. The only one we were able to time it up with is the Chimchu Commander, because that one actually we have to hit on the right corner, and in doing so, man, I am so sorry, guys. I need like a little pick me up or something like that. So, my also wondering concern is if I go like complete ham and also run Suntop Monastery in here just for the the SOGs, is because it increases all the damage to my solar cards by 2 if Lunar's on top. This also increases stuff when Lunar's on top. So it's like, hey man, maybe Lunar's just going to be really good and we'll just keep it on top, and it'll be kind of one of those decks. Now let's look at the Lunar cards that we have right now. We have Chimchu Farseer, which we can't really control whether it's on top. We do have Chimchu Lookout. We do have Guard Howler. Celestia Protector. And that's really it. And it's kind of sad. Like, I thought we would have more, which kind of makes me want to run like the Yokona Tactician. It kind of makes me want to run the Twilight Oracle. And what's the other card I'm looking for? The Snowclast Elder. Just to be able to put a Lunar on top to increase our benefit from all these Chimchu stuff. Now, with that being said, is Reality Twister going to be good in this deck? I don't know. Maybe. Huh. Yeah, right now I'm just kind of looking at lunar cards. I mean, Guard Howler. Actually, Guard Howler could just be a better Yukona or Snowcast Elder. Because, I mean, dude, I must be. I don't know why. Deep Alone. I'm not. It's the thing. I'm not sleepy. I'm just like, my body hasn't been moving a whole lot, so I think it's just like my body's starting to get exhausted, and I'm trying to like, yeah, let's get some energy, and it's like, no, you're fine. You're gonna do nothing right now. And I'm like, no, I'm trying to host a show. Come on. So I want to say Guard Howler is gonna be really good in this. It's gonna draw us a card face up. It's lunar, healing, and if we draw a Chimchu, we get an additional action. And we're going heavy on the Chimchu. I feel like Guard Howler is going to be a very clutch card for us. Now, trying to think, is Chimchu Infiltrator? No, Lunar's on top, so that one's going to be good. That one's good. Well, I mean, it's a good one anyway. How many defends do we have in here now? That's an attack. That's a defend. Buff. Defend. Is Chimchu Lookout actually going to be good? Do we need it with how much we're going to be drawing regardless? I mean, we're getting additional actions. Guard Howler's drawing us a card. We're going to try and get Vortex Slayer to draw us a card. I mean, Celestial Priest draws us a card. Maybe Chimchu Lookout isn't that good in this deck. And, I mean, we're running it because it's a Chimchu card. But right now I'm trying to take stuff out to see what we can do for, you know, building and trying to make this deck good. Let me see what else is there. I felt like there was more stuff for, like, Chimchu benefits, but maybe not. Maybe that's it, actually, for Chimchu stuff. Next, with the Arcane Investigator. Do I ever run an Investigator? Let's see here. Okay, I think we have a good strong base. I think we have a good strong base for this. Now we just kind of need to fill in the holes of what we need left. I think Celestian Priest might just be a 3 of in here. I think right now we're just going to kind of fill in the 3s. We'll test this deck out, see which cards are the good ones, which ones are the bad ones. Now, Treetop Trading Post. Do you guys think it's a 3 of? I'm kind of skeptical on it. Mind you, it is burn. And it only stores Chimchu cards, which we are running a monstrous amount of. I mean, is maybe like Suntop Gallery. We're always going to be beneficial off of that. It's just we want Lunar to be on top, and I'm trying to think of how many Lunar cards we have in here now. We have, it's a solar, right? Yeah. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We only have 7. We only have 7 Lunar cards in here. Maybe we need to start looking at Lunar and just like what Lunar can do for us to help us out a little bit. Because, I mean, we really can't even count the Farseers, because we can't control when those go to the discard pile. Guard Howler is already going to be an immensely strong card. I mean, we can't really control when that one goes either. Maybe we do just run the Snowcast Elders. Maybe that's what we do. Either the Snowcast Elder or the Iconic Tactician. I'm trying to think of which one's going to be better. I feel like Gravity for us is just super easy to get out. What does this need? It needs Lunar. So yeah, I mean, for Gravity we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We only have, okay. I mean, those are just for like the action for like attack and defend. I mean, buffs we obviously have, you know, 9, 10. That's solar. Oh, I guess we only have 10 gravity. Okay. So like, is solar really where the push for all this stuff comes? Man, maybe... Okay, I guess we're only trying to fill in one hole here. Do we just... Now, I'm also kind of wondering, because it's store your last discarded action card. So it's like when you play a Chimchu, is it storing the Chimchu card, or is it like you lay the Chimchu and your last discarded card gets put under it, and then the Chimchu card goes to the graveyard? Is that how that works? So this can store like non-Chimchu cards? Is that kind of how I'm reading it? Because if that's the case, then Treetop Trading Post is actually a lot more valuable than I'm thinking. Because like it can store a Guard Howler, it can store a Suntop Gallery if we need to get that back into our hand. I'm thinking that's actually how that works, which means that Treetop Trading Post is going to be pretty crucial to this deck. I'm like almost, I don't know, 99% sure that Treetop Trading Post is going to be a clutch card in here. Now, cards that I'm also kind of curious as to whether or not they'll be good. I think Snowcast Seer is just kind of like a meme card. It's not really one that you're like, yeah, that'll be fun to play. Like, maybe if they actually make Yakona a family, I think that could be pretty fun. Having Yakona have to deal with, like, looking at the top card of people's decks and anticipating stuff like that. Like, if you can say, oh, I call the next, you know, alignment of your opponent, if it's correct, you know, it does a benefit or whatever like that. Like, it could be a really high risk, high reward. I could see that being really, really fun. Reality Twister I could see being somewhat good in this deck, and Sandstalker I could see being good in this deck. Obviously, because if we're consistently wanting Lunar on top to make our Suntop Gallery go, then getting additional action just for laying this, and then laying, I don't know, any Chimchu card to put Lunar back on top could be pretty beneficial. Gravity Healing. Moonbark or Moonbeat Corvid, I feel is just, it's not going to be good in this deck. Oh, what am I thinking? There's actually some Chimchu unaligned cards that I'm very interested in. The Shadowy Figure. 4 damage, they have to move a card back to their hand. I mean, we could run some of those, right? It's a Chimchu card. We could run some of those instead of some other stuff. Mind you, it won't run with the whole Astral alignment here. Do we think we're being too greedy with Vortex Slayer? I want to say we are. Maybe we take out a Vortex Slayer, add in a Shadowy Figure. Are we also just being like too greedy with Chimchu Militant? Like, do we really need 3 of them? I think just 2 of them is fine. I'm kind of just, what's my damaging cards in here? We have 3, 5, 5, 5. Celestian Priest is really nothing. We really have no damaging cards in here. So like, if this is going to be a deck, I mean, this does 3. We need to find damage, like, in a big way. And obviously our combos, that's where a lot of it's going to come from. We're going to be drawing through our deck to find it. This card, it's a Chimchu card. I think we just need it. It's 5 damage, heal for 3, increase both effects by 2 if your last card is Chimchu, which it 99% will be in this deck, I feel. I feel like Sunstrike is going to be a good one. I want to say Rippling Flare is too. What other stuff do we just have in here? I mean, Lunar Ascension could be hilarious. If we ever manage to get that out. We have so many ways of just getting additional actions in this deck. Like, actually, do we? Because with Chimchu Commander, I feel like that's one of the only ways to get additional actions in here. Otherwise, we're just, I mean, we're drawing cards. Guard Howler's a way to get additional action. That doesn't give us one. Nope, that doesn't give us one. Nope. We actually don't have ways to get additional actions. We just have ways to draw. So maybe Lunar Ascension isn't that good in this deck. At least the deck we're running right now. Yeah, I feel it's really sad because I feel like a lot of our stuff, all we're doing is trying to just dig for our combos to get damage. Maybe Chimchu Farseer isn't necessarily that good, and Shadowy Figure is going to be 10 times better in this deck. It's damage, it's hand disruption, and that's always really good. So maybe we just go for that. It is a Chimchu card, mind you. What else? I guess what else does Astral have? Astral Priest, 6 damage if Lunar's on top. We're gonna try and hit Lunar every time. Yeah, let's just look at what Lunar cards we have here quick. If we're adding in Shadowy Figure, maybe... No, I'd say Lunar Streaker isn't that good. Or Moonlight Burrower. It's only one card that isn't Astral, so, like, trying to play it appropriately could not be that good. I still think Snowcast Elder could be good in here. Mind you, we're at 30. I'm just, like, I'm trying to figure out essentially more damage for this deck, because it feels really light on the damage. It feels like it's not going to be able to do a whole lot, if anything. And that kind of scares me that we won't be able to push for the damage. You know what I mean? But we got some combos to figure out. We'll fill 2 combos more in, then we'll pick the hero, then we'll just give it a try. We'll just see what this deck's got. We'll run with it. Now, what do we have mostly here for? Let's see here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we have 11 solar. I mean, I always want to add in Solar Wind, because that's just, it's potential 16 damage. It's one of the best Astral combos out there. In my opinion, I think it's just going to be one of the best ones. Now, Gravity, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Gravity. Do we ever play Antimatter Field for the memes? I feel like it would be fun. And with cards like Guard Howler, like being able to draw appropriately could be interesting too. Just to get cards in your hand. Maybe? Like, do we just try it? I want to say we do. I want to say we give it a shot. We had some fun with some other combos that were never played before the other day. Turned out to be really fun and really good. I think we'll give it a shot. So Featherstorm is one of the only ones that's going to run our Lunar. I want to say I'm going too heavy on Suntop Gallery. because it's almost unlikely to never get benefit out of it. I know I'm taking my time. I do apologize for this. I just want to make sure that I'm doing all of this appropriately. Because like I feel like there's going to be a fun deck that I'm going to try that runs like Antimatter Field along with Celestian Spellbreaker and all this other stuff that just like, you know, it runs like Crescent Full Cultist stuff where you know exactly what you're going to get. And I feel like that could be a fun deck to build down the line eventually. Do I just grab another Infiltrator? Can bring back cards. It's just a solid card. It's one of the best ones in my opinion. I think that's fine. I think... Okay, now for the hero. Oops. Now, as I was saying before, the hero here... Deal 1 damage to target every time one of your Chimchu buffs expires. We have what? 1, 2, 3... 4, 5 Chimchu buffs in here. And this guy's just not going to be good. It really isn't. I feel like he's just going to be really bad. Now, however, Abominuk, I'm very curious about this. Store a discarded solar action card under your hero every time you heal for 1 or more. When 5 cards are stored, move them back to your deck. Now, mind you, we can't wield items. Oh no, no items! But I mean, we're not ever going to wield items. It's going to consistently put all of our solar cards back under the hero and then back into our deck, and our solar cards are going to be our damaging cards. Like Chimchu Militant is going to go back, Chimchu Commander is going to go back, Suntop Gallery is going to go back, Vortex Slayer for some weird reason we can put that back. And if we keep doing that, we can manipulate the top card of our discard pile by just always trying to have the Lunar on top, and the Chimchu Infiltrator, having between only Lunar and Solar under there could just be really nice, really well done. Now that means that cards like Telestian Priest micro heals will be good. Telestian Protector, micro heals will be really good. What other card? Guard Howler will be really good. Just cards that give us our cards back, especially if we're running cards such as Solar Wind, which we discard those solar cards for. I want to say Abominuk is just going to be a really solid card in this deck. A deck that obviously like it needs that amount of just push damage to keep it in line, to really, you know, push through. And when 5 cards are stored, move back to your deck, so you just continuously get recursion off of them. Now, I'm trying to think of like what other ones do we have that would even be remotely good. I mean, I want to say that's just going to be a solid card, right? Like Abominuk, which is surprising beyond all belief that a Yeti who's talking to a Yakona is going to be the best one for a Chimchu deck. Am I the only one kind of going like, really? That's how it's going to work? Which kind of means that I'll have some time. If we are returning all of our solar cards, we can go back and be like, hey, you know, we don't necessarily need all of these if we're going to be able to bring them back. Two Suntop Galleries are perfectly fine. We can start adding in more cards that'll like give us small micro heals to bring back all of those solar cards. Now, here's what's really cool. Also, when you play a Chimchu card, store your last discarded action card. So like if I lay this with Chimchu Militant will get caught under Abominuk, and another card will get caught in the Treetop Trading Post. So like getting all of this stuff under all those cards to store it and then moving back to our hand or our deck just means we have a lot of just deck recursion, which means this deck can be really fun to play. So yeah, we only need 2 of those. The Chimchu Infiltrator, mind you, if we're getting like everything back, we might not need to run that. As much as it is a Chimchu card, I say we only want to run 2, so I've opened up 2 card slots, which means we could try something else. I mean, what else could we run in here? I mean, we could run Astral Priest. It's a solar card, really good. Lunar's on top. Blinding Beetle. It heals us, and it's a solar card. It could just continuously interfere with our opponent. With Antimatter Field, do we want to run just Celestian Spellbreaker, just for, like, the memes? We know what their top card is going to be when that buff is out. Is there any reason we don't run that? I'm trying to think here. Like, I want to get more solar cards in here, if possible. Part of me is just saying, like, Loyal Furthorn is going to be good. It's a solar card, but you can return 1 buff to your hand, but it's like, I don't have a whole lot of buffs. Like, that's the thing. I don't have buffs to return to my hand to make it worth it. Sandstalker could be good. If it's Lunar, get initial action. Man. I really want to just kind of go Mimi right now and do some Celestian Spellbreaker. I really want to do that. No. I'll do Astral Priest. I'll say Astral Priest is the better one. I'll make a meme deck later on my own time. I'll make some fun with that. But then hold on. There's a combo now. Corona Loop. 10 damage. Move this back if your last card is Gravity. Now it's 2 solar and a lunar. It fits really well into our curve here with all of our solar stuff like that. Solar is going to be able to come back. Gravity is going to be really easy to keep on the top. Do we run Corona Loop over Antimatter Field? I think we do. I think we honestly do. With how much solar cards we're going to be able to put back into our deck, I think it's just going to be a solid one to keep running. Which kind of makes me want to run Enlightenment. It'll be a really good card late game, mind you. Well, no, Enlightenment's more of an early game card. You just use it for 3 card draw. So never mind. I'm overthinking that card. Yeah, I think this is fine. I think this will be fine. Now, we have a lot of Chimchu, so this is hopefully going to just, be really aggressive with the solar cards every time we heal, which actually makes Telestia Protector a lot better in this deck, so maybe we want to actually put 3 of that in there later. But I mean, let's just put, what do you want me to do, Dels? You just do it as a very open-ended statement, and I love it. I love it, because I'll do it. But what do you want me to do? I am on like a 10-second lag here from you guys, so like when you say that, I could have said 3 other things. So I just want to make sure that I'm giving you the content that you need and want. Yeah, I mean with Telestian Protector, I want to say that's going to be a really solid card to add 3 of for, like I said, the micro heals. It is Lunar, so that could be really well too. Play the deck. All right. I will start playing the deck. Yep, I'll just play this. I'll see what it is. We'll get right into it. right as some casual. Perfect. Let's see how this